Hey guys, I'm taking a quick break from Toasty. I'll jump back on it, but I've had this rear sitting in the back of my truck. It's got to be, oh my gosh, probably about 5 months. So I was going to use that rear right there for the car up there. I was going to build that blue car, but now I'm going to build a Mustang. So I just want to, it had a ladder bar set up on it and everything. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut all that off. I'm going to weld these perches back on. This way it'll drop right into a 69 Camaro or first gen Camaro Nova. You know, it'll fit into those cars too. I don't know too much about it. I know it's got 411s in it. It's got strange axles, C-clip eliminators, things like that. So, but you know what? Let me get that done so I can kind of get it out of the back of my truck. And hopefully somebody else can use it and put it in their car. Alrighty, let's get started. All right, guys, let me show you where we are in this rear, okay? I got the perches on right here. I grinded down everything that was on there. These are the new perches. They're multi-leafs on both sides. The tape right here, that just set me where it just gave me my measurements where I needed to have my perches, you know, because I was moving things around. So when I run the tape all the way around, if I move it and it's not aligned where I wanted it, I'll see it right away on the tape. So it only took me a second. But it's set factory. It's set at 3 degrees. So you shouldn't have any vibration at 60, 70 miles an hour. I mean, you should be able to cruise with a stock car like that. So normally what I do is I grind all this clean all the way around. But I have it set exactly where I want it. And I'm afraid if I go in there and I start grinding it down to clean it up, I might move it around. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tack the corners. Then I'll wire wheel it all around. This way I get a nice clean weld all the way around. So, alrighty, I just wanted to stop and show you where we were. Here we go. All right, it's all welded up. Let's take a look at it. It's pretty much. I just flipped it upside down. It was just easier for me to get to the welds like that. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna clean it up. I'm painting it up really nice. And let's see if anybody's looking for a 12-bolt rear. Okay, let me get finished on this. Here we go. Alrighty, rear's all done. It's all painted up. It's not a bad rear. It's a 12-bolt. It's out of a 69 Camaro. I put multi-leafs on it. It was in a race car. It had like a ladder bar setup and things like that. So I got rid of all that stuff. I cut it all out. I put the multi-leaf perches on it on both sides. And it's 411s, C-clip eliminators, 32 spline axles with a spool in it. So I mean, as far as streetability, I mean, I guess you could drive it on the street, but I probably wouldn't. I mean, if I was building a really, I guess, you know, high horsepower car, I probably would. But for the most part, it's a 12-bolt rear. It's not bad. But I wanted to at least get that done so I can get it out of my truck. It's been in there for months. And we still got some time to work on Toasty, so maybe we'll get a little bit of work done on this before the end of the day. Alrighty? Let's get started on Toasty. All right, guys, we got some time to work on Toasty. So what I want to try to get done, I want to hook up the positive cable down to the starter. And the junction block right here, you got to run a jumper wire that comes from that to your positive cable for the battery, because that's what powers everything to the inside of the car. So, but I'll show you when I do that. I'll probably hook up the linkage, and I'll just keep plugging along, a little bit here, a little bit there. I'm not going to work on it much longer, but at least we're getting something done. Okay, so, all right, now let's get started. All right, guys, it's the end of the day. Wasn't a long day. We had a miscellaneous 12-bolt rear we had to get done. But let's go over what we did on this car today. All right, hooked up the carburetor linkage. Hooked up the sending unit for the fuel gauge. I'll show you that in a minute, how you have to drill a hole through the trunk. What else did I do? Did the sill plates. I hooked up I had to hook up the coil wires. I forgot about the coil wires. I did that. Battery cables and the kick panel. So now I'm going to show you what I was doing in the trunk over here. All right, you got to drill a hole right there for this line right here to go up. And that's the line for your fuel sending gauge. So I had to do that. What else did I get done? Like I said, did the kick panels and stuff like that. I put the carburetor linkage on right there. That's all set up. This was that junction block right there. This is the wire that comes around and it hooks up to your positive terminal for the battery. That's how you get power all the way around to the other side and into the car. So I hooked up the battery cable. I take it down. I took it through the motor mount, the chassis mount right there, all the way up, and there's a clip right down over there, a factory clip. So I put it right back in the factory clip again. And I think that's about it. But game plan for actually tomorrow I'm going golfing. But Friday, game plan. My son's going to be here with me. We're going to hopefully get the brakes done in the car. I want to hook up the AC. I have the AC pump right there. This is the wrong manifold. I have the other manifold. It's right up there on the wall. That's the right one. That's the original one, actually, to the car. So I want to get the AC hooked up, everything done. Maybe detail out the air cleaner. Put the air cleaner on. This way it kind of starts to look complete in here. And then I'm just going to check off the list on everything that's got to get done. I got to hook up the fuel system in the front here, and it looks like a little mini robot, actually. So it comes up through here, and there's a pump, a filter. Actually, right here, there's a filter for the return line. So I got to hook that up. You know, it's just plugging away. Like I said, I didn't work on this car long today, but a little bit at a time gets these cars done. So that's pretty much it. I just wanted to throw the short video in here to show you where we are on the 69 Camaro on Toasty. All right, so I'll get back to work on this car on Friday, and things should start to move along pretty good. Okay, but as always, I appreciate you guys watching, and you guys take care of yourselves.